U.S. Air Force Skyraiders had started Vietnam operations in May 1964 with Vietnamese observers who were nominally in charge of activity. The twin-seat A-1Es they used were to be the first of many U.S. Air Force Skyraiders to serve in the theater. By the time the E's began to run out, the U.S. was fully involved, and they could be replaced with the still numerous single-seaters. The use of these planes alongside Mach 2 jets was not incongruous. It was a result of specialization. Skyraiders had exceptional attributes. The ground troops appreciated their heavy load of ordnance and the fact that they could loiter, waiting for work. Their pilots loved the accuracy that could be achieved when flying something as stable, slow, and maneuverable as their A-1s. They were also grateful for the armored toughness of the planes, which could absorb tremendous battle damage. In their long career, the Skyraiders earned several nicknames. There was a drive to have them known as the Pulverizer, which never took. They were known after their call sign in Korea as ADs, which were able dogs. They also had other names. They were Spads, and in their rescue work, they were Sandy. Their activity in close support was unmatchable. They pounded away with an accuracy impossible with supersonic aircraft. They provided this service in virtually all weather. When the jets were grounded, the Skyraiders were out there working. Admittedly, they offered a pretty good target. Someone who had been trying to hit a Mach 2 jet with the rifle would have welcomed the sight of a Spad to shoot at. But the Spad soaked up damage and kept on going, at least to the extent of getting home, even if they wouldn't fly again. The U.S. Air Force lost 153 Skyraiders in combat in Vietnam between 1962 and 1973. A further 41 were listed as operational losses. Considering the job they did, this is a testimony to the aircraft. 146 of the U.S. Air Force losses were caused by ground fire. Only 3 were lost to SAMs, 2 to MiGs, and 2 in attacks on airfields. This reflects the way they were used, in close support wherever the troops happened to be that day, or as escorts for rescue helicopters. Incredibly dangerous roles, day after day. Whereas the overall U.S. average of losses due to ground fire was 57%, for the Skyraiders, the figure was 75%. The selection of propeller-driven aircraft for counterinsurgency reflected the advantage of this aircraft. They were less susceptible to being downed by small arms fire. They could loiter almost indefinitely, and they could deliver their loads with pinpoint accuracy. The experience with the A-1s in Vietnam was so impressive that the Douglas Company was asked to provide an estimate on retooling to produce more of the planes 12 years after the Skyraider had gone out of production. The price per aircraft on a limited run to turn out new Skyraiders was considered too high, and the proposal was dropped. But the fact that this idea was contemplated is some measure of the status the aircraft had by then attained. It is unusual for a plane to go back into production especially when the technology had been considered obsolete when they were first built. A-1s were coming directly out of combat into retirement, and there was still a strong demand for the plane.